Hello, hello, hello again, everybody. Happy Monday. Blue Monday. How are you, Blue Monday? Oh, goodness gracious. All right. We are now session 5 of this thing, the KKG Pyramid. I appreciate everybody watching this thing. It's still an experiment, but we got to put it through its paces now. That's number 1. Thanks, everybody. Number 2, the poll. I have taken it down. I don't need it anymore. Thank you. It answered all the questions that I needed, and I'll keep you updated on what I'm going to do with those answers. But thank you, everybody that answered the poll. Also, just another friendly reminder. Just go to my website. You'll know everything I'm doing about sports, the store, everything you can want to know. Specials, giveaways, everything. KenKnowsGambling.com. One last thing, you probably noticed in the last few days, I'm only doing one episode a day. One episode a day. ChatGPT, YouTube, and everything basically screaming at me. And, over the last year since I've been retired, I've been pumping out a lot of videos. 2 and 3, sometimes 4 in a day. And they're all screaming at me and telling me I'm hurting myself. Because all my videos are competing with each other instead of letting them stew and percolate and, because I have had a lot of people go, man, I'm trying to catch up, and so everybody's saying this is not fair to you guys, and it ain't really fair to my channel. That I probably would be much farther along if I just did one per day, one good one per day. So that's what you've noticed. That's why, just in case you were wondering over the last few days. Let's see what else is going on. Yes. Today's episode is brought to you by Carol Tucker. Carol Tucker, you are my member, sponsoring this show. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm doing it all on this. I think I can remember everything better. Anyway, let's go. Also, over the last few days, I've getting people that'll go, why this, why that, why this, why that. This is still in its experimental stage. It's still in its infancy stage. I had one fellow a few days ago had asked me about, well, why do I reset? Or why do I had $260 and I kept going or whatever. There's a lot of times, boys and girls, I'll tell you, hey, this is where you need to stop. If you was at the casino, stop. But I'm still in a process with this new strategy, so I go a little bit further just to put a little more test to it, just so you guys know. There's things that I'll do during this period of just rolling them out. It gives me information. So I get some of y'all's concern, but don't. It's still a work in progress. But it's still the KKG Pyramid, and we're still 4-0, going for 5 right now. Remember, all strategies will go down sooner or later. The best bet in all the world is never to make the first bet, because gambling sucks. Here we go. We're going to start with the lay 10. You can start with the lay 4 if you want. There's my 2 sets of dice there. 3 rolls. 3 rolls. And every outcome dictates what you do. Alright? This is a 3-roll deal. If this gets hit, everything resets. If a point gets hit, things get reset. Alright? So, people have been wondering that too. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get this thing going. Roll 1. Alright, there's the 9. Roll 1. $35. Roll 2. Another 9. Now this was, I think, last Saturday I had somebody ask me about this very thing. That's roll 2. Point gets hit, I get paid. Alright? And I forget what his question was, but he says now I reset, or I forget. But at this point, an outcome has been made. I'm going to reset. Instead of just going for the third roll and go over, that's just part of the math. I'm going to reset. And now I'm going to give myself 3 more. Alright? Because it's just a different, math goes on outcomes. Everything I'm doing in this pyramid is on outcomes too. So I'm trying to mesh all this math into what I'm doing. Could you go, okay, now I'm going for the third roll and go? You could. But I'm resetting it because this thing is off. You can do it, whatever you want to do. Alright, so here we go. Roll 1. There's an 8. But you could say that was roll 3 and take them down. There's nothing wrong with that. On a continuation, you could do it that way. And I'm not going to argue with you. That's the beautiful thing of what I'm doing. As I roll this stuff, you will see things that I do that maybe you wouldn't or wouldn't want to do. That's a good thing, y'all. It's not a battle issue. It's a, hey, you tweak it your way, life is good, man. So that's roll 1. Alright, and I think I've done it both ways, but I think this is the way I'm going to do it. Roll 1. Roll 2. There's a 5. Plus it gives me a little bit better chance of winning a few more dollars out here. And roll 3. Alright, there's the 8. That's perfect. That's going to reset. Point, I get paid. Reset. Just leave everything alone. I haven't changed the dice. The same guy's got them. Because you could, again, here's what you could do. It hit at 3. You could reset and take everything down and wait for the guy to roll a 7 and then come after it. You could definitely do that. Should I? I don't know. But anyway, I'm just trying to be consistent with what I'm trying to do here. But you can do what you want with it. Alright, I'm resetting it. Here we go. Roll 1. There's a 5. There's another 5, which is the point. Off she goes. That was roll 2. Reset. But now, how do I explain this? As you go and you start gaining profit, you can sit here and go, one guy's had it, whatever, this is due, that's due. I'm just going, it's time to reset. An outcome was made. But just this one time, let's just say, okay, that was roll 2. Let's just say, now you can come at it and go roll 3. If you wanted to, you can go like this, roll 3. There's the 10. I would have got hit either way. Either way, all right? But I like to reset. I'm going to get hit on this 10 no matter what. But here, I'm going to roll 1. Okay, roll 1 instead of that was roll 3. I have just decided when I'm going to reset. So, the point goes over here and I get hit. Okay, 7. Alright, now what I do is this. That was a 10. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a 10. Now I'm resetting. Alright, I got hit. Now I'm waiting. I'm taking all this down. All this down and waiting for a 10 or a 7 to reset. And then I'm going to come back with 600. So that's how I'm doing it. There's a 4. 11. I'm not going to give my chances to just to keep getting pounded. There's a 5. We're just going to reset. And you have to make a decision sooner or later on what you're going to do, and that's the easiest thing for me to do. It still falls within my math. There's an 8, so there's a 5. But again, do what you want. All right. Oh, 3 5s in a row. 4 5s in a row. That can't happen, can it? There's a 6. I lean a 10 or a 7. There's a 9. And there's the 7. Boink. Now I reset. Now I'm coming back out on the 4 with 600 and going this way. The only way that I can determine that this thing can get beat is if that one day happens, and oh, by the way, it will, that 4 hits. Reset, do anything I want to do, pop 900 over here, 10, and it just keeps following me. When that nightmare happens, I'm going to get my ass whooped. But the probabilities of that happen are against it from happening. That's what I'm trying to do here. Anyway, now it's reset. This is roll 1. There's a 6. 25, 35. That's roll 1. Roll 2. And there's the 7. In this case, I didn't go up on that. I had questions about that a few days ago. Here's where it helps me not going up ever on this one right now. So I lose 135. Right? Remember, I just lost 300 over here. There's the 300. That just gave me that back. Plus, I got a hit or two. I should be in good shape. That's why I do that. But anyway, let's just take a peek at it. We're at a reset anyway. Sorry, I haven't been swapping the dice. Alright. That's that. Let's do that. And let's do this. So right now, I'm up. Oh, let's pay some vig for that 300. I'm up 135 right now, and I am at reset. All right. If you're going to use bankroll reset, now I just need in this side $5 more, then just $5 more bucks. How I use reset is my bankroll is back to normal. That's what I won last time. I'm looking for any amount of money in this tray, and then no matter where I'm at, I can start over. And that's called bankroll reset. All right. So here we go. I'm going to stick with the 4 this time. Everything resets. We'll use the red ones this time. And roll 1. There's the 7. In this case, that's going to give me a $15 net, and there's VIGs to that. I'm going to give it, instead of pocketing the 15, I'm only going to take 5. I give them $10 in VIG, which is $2.50 too much. All right. Boom. Reset. It's an outcome. All right. We start over. Roll 1. There's a 6. Okay. Since I'm at base level, I just keep going. I got more money. But what am I going to reset to? I'm already there. All right. So, roll 1, roll 2. There's a 10. We love those. And then roll 3. There's the 6. Perfect. Automatic reset. We get $35. Alright. Everything just resets. It's an outcome. And it happened on the 3rd roll. Great. Here we go. Roll 1. It just all resets. Roll 1. There's a 6. Roll 2. 11. Meaningless. Roll 3. A 2. Meaningless. There's my 3 rolls. Down she goes. Now, let's see where we're at. I'll give you this example of bankroll reset. Let's take this 300, put it up. Bankroll reset. I'm flush here. I'm good here. This is where I was before, if you remember. $125, $135 that I've got in my rack over here. But this portion of my rack now has this in it. That means I've won more money. So, even though I'm still at base, I'm resetting. Well, here it is. I should go roll 4, 5, and 6 with that $300. If I need to, I will, because that's where I'm at. And if you do your bankroll right with little lammers, you can see exactly where you're at really quickly, and you can continue. All right? But for me, this is how I got to do it. This is how people want me to do my rack. When I did it with lammers, people hated it. So, whatever. All right? So, we're in the middle of the roll. Now, if you need time to count, just let them roll. Who cares? Count. And it'll be an automatic reset when you're ready. Life is good, right? So, don't worry about it. So now we're going to go like this. There's 25. And an extra 10. Now let's just add them together. There's 20. We know what we're going to do with that, most likely. I already know I'm over 250. Barely, but I am. There's the 275. Now, at this moment in your life, you can keep going or lock it up. And I tell people to lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. That's what you should do live at a casino. But today, boys and girls, listen to what I'm telling you. This is where people get fucked up, I think. I'm telling you, this is when you cash out. Play this, fuck you money. I've done that in episodes past. But today, because I'm still in the experimental stage, sometimes I feel like testing it. So I'm telling you, so there's no misunderstanding, quit. Use that as a fuck you bet. But I'm going to go for just a little bit more because that's what I'm going to do. Don't mistake this. Alright? Two separate things. What I would do versus what I'm going to do, the end. And this thing, I missed a bunch of rolls, whatever. And we're going to go with blue dice, and we're resetting. Now, how much more am I going to go? Not much. I'm pretty damn close to 300. 300 is, that's a good, but we're going to do that old one more roll type of thing. And this is where you start learning. This is where you start realizing that going for an extra $25 or $30 or one more hit really and truly is dangerous. What I'm doing here in real life would be dangerous. There's no reason. I'm over my 250. There's no reason. Here, in the experimental stage, if this thing goes south, We can always look back at this moment. There's a lot of my members and stuff, when they're out there playing live, they have this epiphany. You know, they go, Ken's in my head. And now they're getting off the table sooner, and it's helping them. So if in my experimentation here, this thing goes south, we can come back to this moment and go, if I would have done what I'm supposed to do, this wouldn't happen to me. And until you screw up live or see it, it doesn't hit you like it should. When I say get the fuck off the table, it doesn't hit you until it happens to you. But anyway, here we're going to go. One more roll for the reasons I just gave you. All right, here we go. Roll 1. There's the 7. I'm only going to take $5 this time because I overpaid the last time. That's a $15 net. I just took 5. All right. Still roll 1. There's the 4. See. What I just told you. That's okay for this. What I'm trying to do. All right. 4. Pop me. All right. We'll just turn everything now is off. Now I'm gonna move it Everything is off. I have to wait now for a 4 or a 7. There's the 7. Bam. Reset. I know there's other questions. Why wouldn't you just go ahead and put this back out? Because by math, I'm not going to give it a chance to just keep spanking me like it did in some of my past experiences when the 4 hit 11 times or something like that. Nope. All right. So now we're gonna switch over. We're going to switch over to the 10. Now we're going to come out with our 6. We've reset. Roll 1. There's a wasted roll. Roll 2. There's a 5. And roll 3. Another 5. Perfect. Reset. Let's just keep building these 35s up. All right. Every 35 that I hit from now, when this 7 finally comes, it's just going to be worth that much more money. Okay? All right. Reset. You could just keep going if you wanted to. Again, that's a you thing. All right. Here we go. Roll 1. There's a 6. There's a 4. I'd have kept it on the 4. I got popped again. All right. That 4 wins that. That's roll 2. And now roll 3. There's the 8. That's the end of that. These come down. Okay. Whoops. Yeah. Now we're at roll. Well, let's see. We just reset, didn't we? No, this. That point just hit. That's fine. Now we're on roll 4. Now, it goes back to that on the, alright, this is what confuses people too. The point hit, no, I'm sorry. Point is still a 6. We got the 8. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to go into that because it didn't happen. But you could. Since you're at $600, you can hit the point and just back off of it if you wanted to because you're making money. But I'm not even wanting to confuse you. The point was a 6. The 8 was the third roll. Now it's time for that $600. Roll 4. Alright? Don't want to confuse anybody. My brain knows what I'm trying to do, even if I can't spit it out for you. Alright? Roll 4. There's an 8. Roll 5. There's the 10. We don't get there too often. Alright, that comes down. Now we wait for a 7. Now we're waiting for a 7. Yes. There it is. Oh, one too soon. Okay. Now we got to go up to 9. I think we've been there one time before. Alright. Are we going back to that 275 yet? Is that hitting home yet? It was over 250 and I could have quit. But I'm still testing things out. But it's a good, I said, hey, if this happens, we can come back to this. And this is why I do this on video. In a casino, I'd have been gone. That's a fact. I just told you. But look what's happening. Because you wanted to push it. This is when people lose. Let's see if I can get out of it. It's still a good test for my system, and that's fine. But I want you to look back at that 275 we had. All right? Just a thought. Let's come back out. Yeah, we just got hit with a 10. Yes, sirree. Good lesson. All right. Roll 1. There's a 6. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep collecting these $35. Let's roll 1. Roll 2. Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go. Never been this far before. All right. The 4 popped us. And now we take everything down and wait for a 7. I'm sort of glad this is happening. Now it's telling you what I'm telling you and proving what I'm telling you is the truth. Isn't it? Now we're waiting for a 6 or a 7. Alright, there's a 5. Oh, golly, Ken. There's the 7. Sometimes you're so smart. Alright, now I got it 19. I got to come back at $1,200 now. Haven't been this far with it before. $1,200. Okay. Reset. But we're all going back to that 275 that I had, and I kept going on purpose. I told you what I want to make that clear. So if this happens, it would have never happened if you'd have just quit. That's my whole with what I'm doing now. But anyway, let's see if we can get out of it. Again, good test for it. All right, roll 1. All right, there's the 8. And we're still going to collect 35s until this damn thing resolves itself. There's roll 1. Roll 2. There's an 11. And roll 3. A 10, you see? You see, boys and girls? I said that's the only way this thing can get beat. And look at what's happening. All based on you deciding to, you know. Alright. Anyway, this gets hit. Alright, and now we got to go for a 7. Yeah, 8 or 7 to reset. And we can do this one more time, and that's it. Okay. We need an 8 or a 7 to reset. There's a 6. There's a 9. A 9. A 7. Alright, here we go. Now I gotta come out with 12. This is the last hurrah for this damn thing. Alright, which is now telling me if I get into too much trouble like this, 5,000 probably is not enough. It's been good, but now we're coming back, I think, over here. Now we're at $1,200 and the last hurrah. All because we didn't quit. Boy, I hope you're hearing that lesson. Roll 1. There's a 5. Let's see if we can get out of it. Roll 2. There's an 8. Let me change some of this in here. I'm getting too much money over here. That was roll 2. Let me see if I can get to roll 3 real quick. Roll 3. And there's the 7. Alright, let's do this. That was roll 3. That's a good thing, actually. Let's go ahead and lose this. Alright. This 12 gets 6. Alright. That's $30 vig. Let's go ahead and get it. Alright. Now let's see where we are. Very important. Very, very, very important. We're out of blues. Let's just see where we are. That's 3 of them. I'm still looking at that 275. It's sitting there for a reason. There's 300. We'll put that there. Alright. And yeah. So we're down to 6. We're going to put this here and here. No, we're at 9. Sorry. We're still at 9. Alright, and we're at a reset. Let's go with it. Alright, here we go. Roll 1. There's the 4. We still have enough to go back to 12. That gets this one. Yeah, this is the thing that can't happen that's happening. Okay. Now we got to get a 7. No, that just got hit. We're playing for a 7. We turn these off. I'm just going for the 7. There's a 9. There's an 8. There's a 3. There's a 4 again. There's a 5. Just give me the 7. If I'd have known where the puck was, I could have reset at the number, but that's okay. We'll just reset at the 7. There's a 5. There's a 6. There's a 9. There's the 7. Alright, now we're going to reset. I got to come back at 12, which I have enough, but here we are again. Roll 1. There's the 7. In this case, that gets me another 600. I do lose this. Alright, so I get to 6. Now we're going to come down to 4. Or to 9. Pocket that. We're down to 9. And $15 in vig or so. There it is. Alright. Now we reset. 9. Well, this is a longer video than it needed to be, but I think it's worth it for you guys. Roll 1. There's an 8. We should have been gone. That's the lesson. You know? And if you don't listen to yourself, then this is what can happen at any time. Roll 1, roll 2. There's an 11. Roll 3. There's an 8. Reset. I guess I could give you the option at this point and go in for roll 4, 5, and 6. You could. So that wouldn't be wrong of you, but being this high, if the 7 does come, I'm still going to make more here. I'm still going to recover. So, but you can do that if you want. All right. Reset. Roll 1. Gives me more opportunity maybe here too. All right. There's a 5. Roll 1. Roll 2. There's the 7. Reset. All right. That 9 gets 450. All right. So that's 20. Let's see. What is that? 450. 20. $22 or so. We'll just pay him 20 this time. Close enough. Alrighty. Hold on. Yeah, this still loses. Okay, reset. We're going to reset to 6. I may need to keep that at 9, but let's reset to 6. Roll 1. There's an 8. Roll 2. 5. And roll 3. I haven't been able to hit this clean. I've always had this out here. I'm getting helped, but I need some of those clean shots to really help. Roll 3. There's an 8, which is the point we're going to reset. Again, you could play it the other way. 4, 5, and 6 is right here. You know, and since we're down, maybe that's the way to do it. I don't know. Let's try it just one time. Since I'm down, let's go 4, 5, and 6 now. Roll 4. There's the 7. Okay, so that's a little tweak I'm still working on, but nonetheless, when you're up here, maybe you do wait and let you win it clean, because that's $135 more, and you just go roll 4, 5, and 6 instead of resetting a point. Just come back over here 4, 5, and 6. Maybe that is the way to play it, but that's why I do what I do here. All right, so this gets 300. All right. And yeah, so I'm in the hole still, because this doesn't, it's not doing what it needs to do. I'm still way behind. Yeah, those big hits really hurt. Well, never been here before, so I have to figure this crap out. I'm down $15. I'm still down about 1,500. Good lesson. Good lesson. Let's. Wow, man. Sorry, I'm pausing because, you know. Let's actually go back up to 9. We're going to go back up to 9. We're taking a little risk here. And, I shouldn't be here. That 275, there it is. I keep that there as a reminder. What reality should have been. But again, this is for demonstration purposes anyway, so it's a good thing. Alright, roll 1. There's a 2. Roll 2. There's the 7. Alright. You lose 135. And you get 450. Alright. Alright. Maybe we have to keep that up there a couple times. That's what I have to play with over time. Bankroll in this bad scenario. Let's keep it up there. Let's change dice. I'm gonna pull out every stop I got to see if I can get out of this. Roll 1. There's an 11. Roll 2. There's the 10. Alright, let me try something here. Oops, that's not yours, that's mine. Let me try something here. This is pure defense, y'all. Pure defense, just to see if I can get out of this shit. Just to see if I can. This ain't even close to being part of this. We shouldn't be here, but we are. Abandon everything and see. Maybe I should just go up all of it on one number instead of catching the 4. But I'd only lose 12. Let's do it, all of it. This is purely defense right here. Here we go. Abandon everything. Go for the 2 to 1. That's all we can do. There's an 8. That's all we can do. 5. 7. This time it's going to work. But please understand, boys and girls, we never should have been there. I never should have been forced to have to do something like that. It ain't part of this system, but it is part of gambling. You fuck up, you either accept the fuck up and take the loss, or you try to get out of it. That's all you can do. But the biggest mistake is, of course, I did it on purpose. I kept going on purpose. Rewind this fucking video. I told you that was it. You go home. Because the way that this gets beat happened right after that. What a fucking great lesson this has been. Then it's forced me to think. I had to abandon, and here we go. So I just won that one. So basically, I got $2,400. I'm going to win 12. All right. And on the 12, $60 in big. Let's pay that. Now let's bring all this shit back. Alright. What a great lesson this has been. I'm still $1,000 down. Really, the best thing to do almost at this point is take the loss. I got the envelopes. Take the loss. That's what I should do. That ain't what I'm gonna do. We're gonna take 2,000. We're gonna lay that 10. We're gonna go for it. Here we go. Just trying to get out of a jam. There's a 5. Risking a lot to get out of it. There's the 7. I'm gonna get out of trouble, but don't repeat what I just fucking did. Don't do it. Alright? So I get $1,000 right there. There it is. Bring it all back. I'm down a few hundred. I don't give a shit. We got out of it. Well, actually, I am out of trouble. I still need to win about 300. Let me bring this over. There's my winnings. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's see where we're at. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm $25 down. Here's what we're gonna do. Remember, I had this in my pocket money. I'm back. If that was reality, I made a mistake by not leaving, which I didn't. I have to keep repeating that. We would have left, but then the impossible happened to us. And then we were forced to either A, take the loss. We knew we had this in our in our bags. We get out of it, so I tried to get out of it, and I did. But we never want to be there. Now we had to fight our ass off, risk our bankroll, just to get back even. And I'm going to call it even. I'm not going to even try. And this is another lesson. Sometimes you guys battle. Maybe you fucked up, made a bad decision, maybe whatever. But you battle and get back to even. That's enough, man. Call it. It's just not going right for you. So these are a couple really good lessons for you guys today. We're going to call this an even session. All right? I know it was long, but oh man, what a great episode this was. Oh, so many lessons. I hope you guys are really paying attention to this. I hope you just didn't skip through this damn thing. Great stuff right here. Oh my Atlanta. All right, that's it. And until tomorrow, be great. See you, bye.